What's up, y'all? I'm coming to you again from this beautiful spot in the back of my it's not even my truck, this is my mom's truck. In the back of the truck that I'm pretty much living out of right now. I mean, I'm like staying with friends and family and stuff too, but my life is confined to a truck. So that's what's going down. But I had a rough day yesterday. Like yesterday, I just woke up and was so over life. I was just ready to not be here anymore. What's up? What? Yeah, but yesterday I woke up and was just like, no, I'm done with the game of life. You know? Like, and I just made another video talking about this. Like, it's so crazy because I can be really hard on myself about that, because I am one of the most genuinely happy and positive and optimistic people that I know. Like, that is just my base state. My base state is content and being able to like focus on the positive, and I'm so grateful for that. Holy crap, I'm so grateful for that. But I have days where that like force field that I've built around myself, it's not completely impenetrable. Like, I feel certain things. I don't want to say like they catch up to me, but okay. So the way that I kind of feel things and process things is because I'm able to focus on all the beautiful things in life more frequently and more easily than the things that I deem as negative going on in the world. I kind of take my day by day in that sense of like, oh my God, my word. Okay. So because of that, in my day-to-day life, I'm really good at noticing and observing the things around me that don't feel so good, or like even the things that happen to me that don't feel so good. But I have to kind of let them pile up before I can fully experience them. Like my day-to-day life, it's not that I completely push them away, because I still acknowledge them and I know that they're there. But for me to have an emotional release, it has to be more than just what I witness within a day. So for me, my emotions kind of pile up. And then I'll have like a day or sometimes even a week or just, a more extended period amount of time, but usually it's confined to a day. And sometimes even just a couple hours where I'm really sitting in that pain and that discomfort, where just all those emotions come up, and I sit in those, and I don't focus at all on like the good things that are going on. But I mean, my brain does this thing, and this is where like the being hard on myself comes in. My brain does this thing because it so habitually goes to, okay, yes, like this is going on, but also look at the other side of it, and look how, wonderful thing is like you're feeling sad because you're missing this thing right here, and you wish you had this thing over here, but look at, the sad things that come with this thing over here, and look at the beautiful things that you got also from this experience that you deem negative, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So my brain so habitually does that I have this battle going back and forth sometimes of like, okay, yeah, but I'm feeling shitty about this right now. Like, let me feel shitty about this right now. And I know that just as much. I know how important that is. But your brain is like 90% of the time functioning from habit. It's functioning from thought patterns that have been there for years, and responding to things in the same way that you've learned to respond to things in the past, because it becomes habit. Like, we're creatures of habit, and that includes our thoughts. And so I have these internal debates on days where I just need to sit in the shittiness. I just need to sit in the shitty feelings of life, because you need to fully experience those things. And everybody experiences and processes emotions in a different way. Like, I like I said, for me, things kind of pile up, and then I let them out in one long felled swoop, or feel them in a longer period of time. Whereas other people, it kind of like goes up and down within a day, more so, and whenever that feeling immediately arises, they'll experience it right then and there. And I don't actually think there's anything wrong with, there's nothing wrong with either of them. Like, we get we constantly are told how important it is to feel our emotions and not push them away, because otherwise they build up and you can have, like, you can explode and they can come out on people in weird timing, or, you know, like, you can project them onto other people. But I think, like, because like I said, for me, I just need more of it to experience a real emotional reaction. I need more of those experiences that create a shitty feeling to stack for me to really feel that shit. Otherwise, I'm able to kind of just keep going. And I don't know, maybe that is something that I need to not fix within myself, but work on. Like, maybe I do need to get better at this whenever a feeling comes up, to just experience it then. But then again, like I said, I don't really push it away. I don't know. That is like something I'm still thinking on. But I guess this part of the video is like just a reminder to myself through this situation, and a reminder to all those who are so focused on having a positive outlook in the world, because you know how important that is to build the future that we want to see. It is super important, and what you're doing is really important, and it carries a lot of weight in this world that we live in, because it is so easy to get stuck in that shitty set of mind, in that pain, in the suffering that we all experience, in the victimhood, in all those things. It's so easy to get stuck in those things. But you have to feel them, whoever you are. You have to experience those things, whoever you are, because, again, it's just like you can't experience the joy without experiencing the pain. And that's, you know, there has been a culture of toxic positivity where it's just like you roll over everything and you push everything aside because you're like, no, I just need to stay positive. That's what's going to keep me going. That's what's going to keep me going. But dude, your ship needs maintenance. Like, yeah, you can keep going, but your car needs to sit and rest for a minute. Your body needs to sit and rest for a minute and just like feel what is there and what's always going on. And experiences that bring us pain are always going to show up. Like, we're always going to have moments in life where something new hurts us or brings us pain or, you know, brings us suffering or whatever it is. Like, we're always going to have a struggle. That's just a human experience. It's been said recently a lot that we live in a hell realm. And there is this kind of idea that we, you know, come from this spirit realm and are born into this physical world, and like, this is hell. You know, we live, or are, the bigger part of us exists in a heaven somewhere, heaven somewhere, and where the spirit is. And when we come down to this physical world, this is the hell realm, you know. And even so, I guess if Satan is the prince of the physical world in that regard, it kind of checks out. And it also makes sense too, in this sense of choosing your mindset or choosing your mind frame. Because of the way that our brains and emotions and physical world works, we get to decide whether we live in heaven or hell based on how we choose to view the world. But we have the capability to live in a heaven or hell, and that kind of just goes with anyone, with anywhere that you're at. Like I said, right now I'm practically living out of a truck, and, you know, my freaking apothecary just my business pretty much just got stolen, and I'm starting again from square one. I miss my family. I miss, you know, having certain kinds of things, like a certain level of comfort. I miss having a sense of stability that I haven't had in a long time. But that is what it is. And I choose to live in a heaven in the sense that right now, yes, I can accept those things, and I need to have days like yesterday, like I was saying, I need to have days where I really sit in that and go, wow, this is really part of my experience too, and that makes me sad, that makes me scared, that, you know, makes me feel all these things. But right now, after having processed that yesterday, I get to come here, and as true as those things still are, look at the beautiful world that is around me. I put myself here. I brought myself to this spot that I think is heavenly in its own right. It's beautiful. And that is the world that constantly surrounds me physically, as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I bring myself to these places so that I can experience more of a life in heaven. And I think in the physical world, there is always going to be hell within the heaven, and there will always be heaven within the hell. It's just like the yin and the yang. There will always be yin within the yang, and there will always be yang within the yin. And your perspective and what you choose to do with your thoughts is what dictates what part of that you're in. So if you're experiencing the yin within your yang right now, or vice versa, it's so important to feel that shit out. It is so important to feel that shit out. Otherwise you can't move forward. And yeah, like experiencing that pain and discomfort and dis-ease and fear also brings clarity. It also brings understanding. It brings a greater piece to the whole. It brings another piece to the whole. But yeah, is there advice in this video? Is this a reminder? I feel like all my videos wind up being like, this is a reminder. Because it's a reminder to myself. That's the other thing too, like all these videos that I make are really just lessons and reminders to myself that I'm learning through my own life experience. And I'm just here wanting to share it with people because I know that other people, like I know that everyone's going through their own version of what I'm going through. And the internet is meant to, or like a greater part of it is meant to help us connect. And, you know, in one of my other videos, I was just talking about how so many people, if not most people, feel like they're doing life alone. And I can feel that way a lot as well. But we're all doing it alone together. Like, as crazy as that is, we are in this time where the pendulum of individuality has swung into a side where it's kind of like, as much as it's serving us, it's becoming a disservice as well, because we are so separated. Everybody is so individual, which is great and does amazing things, and we all need to be our own individuals. But we also are seeing this trend now where we need to come back as well and learn how to be those individuals within a community. And it's difficult because it's gonna have to look new than anything that has ever happened before. You know, history continues on, and you can't just literally repeat the things that you've done before. It's not like we can bring things back. Like, things change in the world, and you have to adapt, or you have to adopt something new. You have to adapt and adopt something new. So with all this newfound individuality that we have within our world right now, we're finding a new way to come into relationship and to come into community. And one of those ways to do that is to share your experiences with people. You know, like, remind everybody that even though your experience is so individual and you feel so alone in what you're experiencing, you are not alone in what you're experiencing, because we all have our own version of it. And I think that's kind of where we can start to bridge that gap to come back into a new form of community. You know, share how you feel, share what you're going through, and be vulnerable. We've been programmed so hard to believe that vulnerability equates to weakness. And as much as there are cases where that is true, there are just as many cases where that's not true. And we need human connection more now than ever, at least that I've seen in my lifetime. It's lacking so hard. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable, especially with the people that you love, you know? We need to experience all those sides of us, experience all those things that we feel and witness, and what that brings up in us, and know and share how and just like share that with the people that you love, you know? Share it with each other. We need to be vulnerable with each other, you know? So yeah, this is just a reminder to feel all of it, to allow yourself to dive into whatever feelings are uncomfortable for you, because they're there. And if you want any chance at moving forward and releasing them, you have to experience them. That's just how it goes. That's just how it works. You have to ride the wave. You really have to ride the wave. In whatever way the wave comes to you or through you, you gotta ride it. And don't be afraid to share that. Express that with the people that you love, or even with the rest of the world, you know? So, yeah, if you like this video, if this video helped you at all, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all those good things. But if you made it all the way to this end, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a cactus in your comment, because I want to see. But yeah, much love to you all. I hope you have a beautiful day, week, whatever it is. Talk to you next time. Mwah.